Good morning, Team Alabama. Please join me in reading in the Hunger Games. We are on page 314. I have to remind myself that he's still not used to the woods. At the very bottom of the page on 314. I have to remind myself that he's still not used to the woods and that it's scary, forbidden place beyond the fences of District 12. I think of Gale with his velvet tread. It's eerie how little sound he makes, even when the leaves have fallen, and it's a challenge to move at all without chasing off the game. I feel certain he's laughing back at home. Yes, I say patiently, I will too. The way that we'll both be quieter, like I was making any noise. So we both strip off our boots and socks, and while there's some improvement, I could swear that he's making an effort to snap every branch we encounter. Needless to say, although it takes several hours to reach my old camp with Rue, I've shot nothing. If the stream would settle down, fish might be an option, but the current is still too strong. And as we stop to rest and drink water, I try to work out a solution. Ideally, I dump PETA now with some simple root gathering chore and go hunt, but then he'd be left with only a knife to defend himself against Cato's spears and superior strength. So what I'd really like is to try and conceal him somewhere safe and then go hunt and come back and collect him. But I have a feeling his ego isn't going to go for that suggestion. Katniss, he says, we need to split up. I know that I'm chasing away the game. Only because your legs hurt, I say generously, because really you can tell that's only a small part of the problem. I know, he says, so why don't you go on, show me some plants to gather, and that way we'll both be useful. Not if Cato comes and kills you, I try to say it in a nice way, but it still sounds like I think he's a weakling. Surprisingly, he just laughs. Look, I can handle Cato. I fought him before, didn't I? Yeah, and that turned out great. You ended up dying in a mud bank. That's why I want to say, that's what I want to say, but I can't. He did save my life by taking on Cato after all. I try another tactic. What if you climb up in a tree and acted as a lookout while I hunted, I say, trying to make it sound like a very important work. What if you show me what's edible around here and go get us some meat, he says, mimicking my tone. Just don't go far in case you need help. I sigh and show him some roots to dig. We do need food, no question. 1 apple, 2 rolls, and a blob of cheese the size of a plum won't last long. I'll just go a short distance and hope that Cato is a long way off. I teach him a bird whistle, not a melody like Rue's, but a simple 2-note whistle, which we can use to communicate that we're all right. Fortunately, he's good at this. Leaving him with the pack, I head off. I feel like I'm 11 again, tethered not to the safety of the fence, but to PETA. Although allowing myself 20, maybe 30 yards of hunting space. Away from him, though, the woods comes alive with animal sounds. Reassured by his periodic whistles, I allow myself to drift further away and soon have 2 rabbits and a fat squirrel to show for it. I decide it's enough. I can set snares and maybe get some fish. With PETA's roots, this will be enough for now. As I travel the short distance back, I realize we haven't exchanged signals in a while. When my whistle receives no response, I run. In no time, I find the pack, a neat pile of roots beside it. A sheet of plastic has been laid on the ground where the sun can reach the single layer of berries to cover it. But where is he? PETA! I call out in a panic. PETA! I turn to the rustle of the brush and almost send an arrow through him. Fortunately, I pull my bow at the last second and it sticks in the oak trunk to his left. He jumps back, flinging a handful of berries into the foliage. My fear comes out as anger. What are you doing? You're supposed to be here, not running around in the woods. I found some berries down by the stream, he says, clearly confused by my outburst. I whistled. Why didn't you whistle back? I snap at him. I didn't hear. The water's too loud, I guess, he says. He crosses and puts his hands on my shoulders. That's when I feel that I'm trembling. I thought Cato had killed you, I almost shout. No, I'm fine. PETA wraps his arms around me, but I don't respond. Katniss. I push away, trying to sort out my feelings. If 2 people agree on a signal, they stay in range, because if one of them doesn't answer, they're in trouble. All right? All right, he says. All right. because that's what happened with Rue, and I watched her die, I say, and I turn away from him and go to the pack and open a fresh bottle of water, although I still have some in mine, but I am not ready to forgive him. I notice the food. The rolls and the apple are untouched, but someone definitely picked away part of the cheese. And you ate without me? I really don't care. I just want something else to be mad at. What? No, I didn't, Peeta says. Oh, and I suppose the apples ate the cheese, I say. I didn't know what ate the cheese, Peeta says slowly and distinctly, as if trying not to lose my temper, but it wasn't me. I've been down by the stream collecting berries. Would you care for some? I would, actually, but I don't want to relent too soon. I do walk over and look at them. I've never seen this type before. No, I have, but not in the arena. These aren't Rue's berries, although they resemble them. Nor do they match any I learned about in training. I lean down and scoop up a few, rolling them between my fingers. My father's voice comes back to me. Not these, Katniss, never these. They're Nightlock. You'll be dead before they reach your stomach. Just then the cannon fires and I whip around expecting Peeta to collapse to the ground, but he only raises his eyebrows. The hovercraft appears 100 yards or so away, and what's left of Foxface's emaciated body is lifted into the air, and I can see the red glint of her hair in the sunlight. I should have known the moment I saw the missing cheese. Peeta has me by the arm, pushing me toward a tree. Climb. He'll be here in a second. We'll stand a better chance fighting him from above. I stop him, suddenly calm. No, Peeta, she's your kill, not Cato's. What? I haven't even seen her since the first day, he says. How could I have killed her? In answer, I hold out the berries. So the berries were poison, and he had collected them, and Foxface decided to come steal them. So she is now dead, and Cato and Peeta and Katniss are the only ones left. We're going to stop there for today. Please add to your facts, and we will continue in Hunger Games in the next few days. Have a great rest of your day, Team Alabama.